at the embassy, I was like, do I take Vav instead? Like last minute. But I said, no, let's take Heartluru. Let's see how it works. I've already put so many eggs in this basket. This card is going to be the reason if this deck gets hit.
I'm excited to actually do a first place deck list discussion with Alan over here.
Hello. Yes, I won BCS Rosemont 2 weeks ago. Very, very still surreal. Still not feeling, I did that. I did that thing. I blink and I'm in the
goes so
stage
fast.
accepting this. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say with Bushiroad, like they're very quick with the round.
It was a huge blessing to have been able to play the event. It was handled so wonderfully. The staff was amazing. It ran like butter. It was great. One of the best events, like run time and everything else that I've been to so far.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and a quick shout out to the organizers too. I remember talking to Medi as well, and I didn't see any hiccups on my end either, and that takes a lot of work. So I appreciate that too.
No, absolutely. And you got to think how many events they do per season.
Awesome. With the deck that you played, it was Heartluru, and I know with the metagame, people see Vyrgilla, they see Bavsarga, they see Heartluru. So you did play one of the top decks in my eyes too. And what made you go into Heartluru? And if there was any like things you want to point out, feel free to go through the list too as well, if that helps.
So I was actually, prior to when we were in Summerfest, I was on Bav, played ODM in Long Beach, and then played Bav the rest of the season. And Bav got hit. Vyrgilla went to 1, and I've been waiting for Heartluru to come out for a while. I picked it up, and if anyone knows me, when I pick up a deck, I hyper focus on it. And when I say hyper focus, I mean that's all I will touch. I won't play test anything else. I will play this deck and this deck alone. Luckily, Heartluru is a deck that you don't need to hyper focus on because it literally tells you where to put your cards and how to play it. But there's still a lot of combos and intricate things that the deck can do. There's still tech choices that you can play. I wanted to play something fun, and I'm usually a Dark States main, so I said, okay, we're going to Heartluru, see how it goes. The night before, actually, at the embassy, I was like, do I take Vav instead? Like last minute, like just to guarantee that generator. But I said, no, let's take Heartluru. Let's see how it works. I've already put so many eggs in this basket. My list is a little different than others. I'll take heat for it. I only play 2 Avarice Rester and 3 Block Horse. Most decks standard play 4 Avarice to guarantee the order. I think it's a little redundant because if you open an order, that is the Toys Are Made for Children, which sets up your entire plays.
Yeah, that card's so good.
If you open one, you don't need anything else because your ride line will get you 1 each ride from ride 1 and ride 2, and then you can call out your grade 1 when your opponent's grade 3 and get the last order. So I didn't want dead cards because after you have all your orders, Avarice is a completely dead card. So I cut 1 Block Horse and I actually teched in 3 Philia. Philia was amazing. You see this card a lot in Blangdmire. You see it in anything that plays in order in Dark States. It's basically Dark State Shenry. It gives you a little early game, and it was a huge clutch thing. I'm so glad I did it, and it worked out so well.
Yeah, the Shenry clone, like I played Shinobi with Shenry, and it's such a value when it comes to the early game. And then, of course, resources. I would say if you go back to the Avarice, you mentioned other players play 4 copies because they want to guarantee the order. Because you need 4 for Heartluru, right? To get the
You need
the
4 for the full, for the 5 attacks and the triple drive, having everything. You need 4 in the order zone.
With your experience through your run, did you ever had a game where you didn't have the 4 and wish you had an Avarice at that moment?
In top 2, my last game.
Oh, your finals game that came up?
Yeah, I missed an order going into turn 3, into grade 3. I'm like, well, it happened.
True,
and it was
happens.
Against Vyrgilla, BB. Huge shout outs to him. He's from my local area. He's a great player. I didn't see the Avarice and I didn't see the order. I only had 2, and I'm like, I don't know how I climb out of this. We're gonna see how it works.
Yeah.
And go there. That was the only game all day that I completely whiffed an order, did not have one.
Right, gotcha. Which is still good because there's 7 rounds of Swiss, and then it was top 32, so you have to play 5 more rounds. So you have 12 games where 11 you did see all 4, basically.
All 4 orders. because you always get 2.
Exactly. You were able to get the 4, so you had the full power turn, right? And I think that's still pretty good. I agree. It really just depends on what the player values in that sense. Now, since you gone through that experience, would you change that ratio or still stick with it?
Oh, I've already changed it.
Sometimes it's one of those moments that make those ratios change moving forward.
And I was like, well, one of two things happens. I eat my words. I lose and I eat my words. Say no. I have to play 3 Avarice. I think 4 is still too many, no matter what. Or I somehow claw my way back in this game and I, prove that it was okay to play 2. Me being the smart player, thinking, okay, we're going to go ahead and put 1 more Avarice in here because I don't want that to happen in a clutch match like that ever again. So we put that Avarice in there. So now we have more targets.
Very good. This happened to me this one time and never again, type of deal. Yeah. I understand. So
the stress was real, like not having that order. And Vyrgilla is such a high, damage output, high hand deck.
Anything you want to highlight more about the deck list?
Some people say double cat. I think 1 is fine because you can be CB denied. That also happened only in two game. I was CB denied. I was like, I should have a cat. Drew cat for turn. I'm like, we're fine. We only have 2 orders, but it's completely fine. So cat comes in clutch.
Yes, it does.
The horse is really nice because it's always a 10k shield as long as you have 1 order in the order zone, and it can intercept from its back row spot. So that's super nice for defense. Lets you have just more shield in your hand. This card is going to be the reason if this deck gets hit.
Bunny is really good.
Because people underestimate the power of deck filtering. That's why Ava, constantly does pop up because she does deck filter so much, and she's got great crit pressure rear guards. Well, it does the same thing as far as it has a crit rear guard, it has pressure, it has a guard restrict. But this rabbit is trouble. This rabbit is terrifying. It literally sets up your plays when you call it. As long as you have an order in the order zone, the toys are made for children. You check top 3, put anything, not just a toy, anything into the soul. So if you have Philias and you're already have all your orders, there's been games that I put twin cast in the soul because your grade 2 from your ride line will soul blast or restand if it attacks a rear guard. So I can guarantee twin cast is in the drop zone for defense.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because I do play Elementaria and I never wanted to be in the situation that
that's a good point.
I could not Elementaria and Twin Cast the same turn, and I'd rather have the 15k shield from the Twin Cast than the 10k and have the perfect guard effect from Elementaria.
Yeah, it's really bonus shield, even if you get the drop zone usage. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
No, absolutely. And then I do play 2 restand heals. I can see why people think that they're not amazing at 2, but I think with other Heartluru decks, Vyrgilla stands its board. Bob does have a restander. Minerva has restanders. I think it's just smart to have something that can kind of, protect you. And you don't need soul fronts in this deck because you do build enough soul and you want more shield, so you do play just regular 20.
Yeah, the Toys for Home soul charges cards too every single turn, which gets your pieces. So it's really good.
When you play it, you check top 5 and put 2. You put 1 in the hand and 1 up to 1 in soul. So you can literally, if you hit 2 each turn, you're just deck thinning so much. And then you can also rest it and another copy of itself to shove a toy from drop into soul. So even if they snipe your rear guards, you always have field. It's so good.
That's really good. That's really what a deck like almost like Pale Moon really would want, is recycling their resources even from the drop. That's super useful. Totally agree.
And then it has 2 really good pressure rear guards in the bear. Like it's 10k when it restands, then Heartluru gives it 10k. And then it has the Battle Door effect where you have to call through more. So if they have, this is literally the card that won me my last game. If they have 3 cards in hand and you have this and Bravyloss swinging a crit, it's GG's because they have to call 2 or more to guard with Fluffy. Even if they have a PG in hand, unless they're smart and they call the other unit first and then try to PG. It doesn't work. If they just have a perfect guard in hand, they don't get to do it because they still have to fulfill the restriction of calling 2 cards to Guardian Circle. So you have to guard correctly too. You can't throw the PG down then discard the card, or the PG's effect would activate and you have 1 or less. That won't work that way. You have to call the unit first and then the PG. Then the PG will check your hand, see that there's 1 or less, and then guard the attack. If you just throw the perfect guard down, it's not working.
That's
and then
good.
Lady just always being crit is huge. Just pressure rear guards. Like I said, very Ava-esque.
Very good. I saw that you're playing the Energy Cycler at 1. Was that just kind of like a filler, or is there a reason?
You have 3 extra energy because Heartluru will energy blast 3 each turn to call those toys from the soul. So you'll always have at least 3 extra energy. I wish I could fit more in.
I see your point.
At the time, there wasn't space, and I'd rather have something. Sometimes, what if it comes up, you throw the Energy Cycler down to guard, you draw a card, that card's a perfect guard, you survive. Something like that.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, you have spare energy, so might as well have a card that uses it when it comes up.
Yeah, there's just
Makes
not.
sense.
Dark States doesn't have a lot of good like generic energy uses, so that was just the best thing. And you
Right.
don't want to play the soul cyclers because you do want your soul. You want to build that up early.
Yeah, the ace unit kind of conflicts with Heartluru a little bit.
A little bit. I did play a build that it worked with Philia because you recall Philia out of the soul, but this deck is much more based on let's filter everything out and then just try to kill you as quick as possible. I'm not trying to stall the game out more. I'm trying to rush early, get them at high damage. That way on my first or my Persona Ride turn, I can open it at that point.
No, that makes sense. It's a very solid strategy too, because like the quicker you finish a game, the less variables you have to deal with later on.
A lot of decks don't typically build their hand up too much at grade 3 ride. It's usually their Persona Ride turn where they burst out and then they get a little hand. So I thought, well, if I can just rush and using the Philia to do so, because you are playing an order every turn, especially
that's true. She's always live, no matter what.
And you put Philia in front of a bunny, you're getting the deck fin from bunny, and the Philia is going to get you a card. So it's just multiple things that just work really well together.
Totally agree. Nice. Is there any things you want to highlight about the deck, or you want to talk about your matchups more?
So we can talk about matchups. Like I said, the deck's kind of standard. It does tell you what to do. Again, I went over my little techs.
Yeah.
I do play a crit. I feel like you should always be playing a crit in this format. Crits win games, especially when you have a crit rear guard. And if you stick a crit on, the teddy bear and he's already garter stick, sometimes that just wins games.
It does.
So we can absolutely talk about matchups. I've got my list here. So first round was Nightrose. That played the Mega Colony unit that you can play 16 of. The Battlers, I don't know what.
Oh, the Battlers. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
It's power for X amount of copies in drop. I was very confused. I don't know what's happening. I've never played against a Nightrose deck like that. I know it got hit with losing, the ability to play the Zorga orders, so it did kind of take a hit. So I was but it was really fun. I won that round. Just Heartluru puts a lot of pressure on if Nightrose can't kill. Nightrose can't build a hand until after their first grade 3 turn. Went to round 2 against Vyrgilla, the first of many that I would have to deal with throughout the day. I was expecting it, but I just, if I can dodge as many as possible, then that'd be great. It was very unfortunate for the opponent. He forgot to activate Fandra's skill to Soul Blast and give power to the front row, or to hit itself into the Urswar. He went on with turn procedure after that, so he couldn't go back and Soul Blast. So there was a turn where power was just escalated less than normal, because Vyrgilla usually hits like a truck. This was just a car hitting me instead of, like a full diesel truck back and kill. But great player again. Then I went to double Prison. So I played round 3 against Prison and round 4 against Prison. And we have a guy at our locals. His name is Chance Thulin. Great guy. He solely plays Prison typically. So I'm like, at least I know what I have to do against this matchup. This isn't scary or anything. Prison is still scary in general because you are just always getting triple drive once you get up to secure, once you get up to Pure Light, and you always have to fear Elder Breath because it's always in the deck. That's how Brent Gate decks like to act in general. But round 3 was another blessing. He didn't have a unit to call on his first grade 1 turn. He had no triggers, only 2s and 3s, so he had to rest his Vanguard because he did go second. The rest his Vanguard in order to play his Prison.
That's rough.
It just brought the tempo back in me, and I had 3 bunnies in hand, so I just rushed as much as possible. He did Eldo out of 6 when I got to my grade 3 turn, but I was able to kill him the next turn.
Got it.
So it worked out well.
Does the bunny work from hand only, or can it be placed anywhere?
No, it doesn't matter. So if you take bunny and put it in Prison, you can just reactivate bunny.
Yeah, that's what came to mind.
And again. And it's very nice.
I play Prison, so I have to always look out for on-place effects in general.
Everything in the deck is on place pretty much, except for Avarice. So it's I'm just going to keep reusing this. And Bunny's kind of nice because you usually have to have some sort of resource to continually empty the prison. And the nice thing is Bunny on place, you checked off 3, put something in Soul. So you can kind of, if you have multiple bunnies, you can just loop Bunny to empty out the prison by using the cards that you're putting in the Soul. So that does come up sometimes. So it's kind of nice. And then round 4 was Prison again. I was very unhappy. It's 2 in a row. What did I do to deserve this schedule today? Much more close game. Definitely had 2 Pure Light turns. Definitely scary. I made a boo-boo. I had Bear with a crit and Blavey with a crit, but Bear had an extra crit. I swung with Blavey first, not thinking because he was at 4. I'm like, oh, this will kill anyway. He heals and then OTs, and then my bear can't hit. Oh, you're supposed to attack with, the more lethal damage first, always.
Yeah.
To avoid exact situations like this, and that's exactly what happened. Good job, Alan. You should probably listen to your head the next time. But it was okay. I was able to survive again. Just Heartluru gets such a big hand because, again, you're never, except for turn 1 and 2, you're not calling anything past that really from your hand. You're just calling from the soul. So your hand just gets bigger, and you have a little bit of insurance there to assist and to be able to guard. So the hand size is kind of the biggest thing. You average 7 to 10 cards in hand a lot of times, so it works out very well. And you have additional shield because the block horse is a 10k shield, so it makes it easier to guard things.
Yeah. So right now you're 4-0 basically, right?
Yes, I'm 4-0. I'm riding a high. Every event that I go to, this is usually where things start to not go my way.
Oh, okay.
This is where I start losing. And round 5, I play against Bob, an absolute amazing player. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I'm terrified because this is my going into round 5. This is my curse. He OTs me, blue OT on his first grade 3 turn. That hurts because crit 2 Bob becomes crit 3 Bob, not fun. I OT him in return the next turn with red OT, put it on my Bravyloss. I don't kill him. He is absolutely amazing at guarding, and I kid you not, like so effectively. He's at low damage the entire game. I'm like, I can't kill him at all. He won't die. And Bob's just such a defensive deck in general. On top of that, my only way to win this is with attrition and being able to push hard early, and I didn't have the early game in this game at all. That just shut it down, and we take our first loss to Bavsarga. He's an amazing player, absolutely incredible, and I was very happy to play against them, but I was just like, oh, there's the loss. So I take a breather, refresh, move on to round 6. I am playing against Lianorn. I've played this player's team, and I played him at Rosemont this year in Lyrical Cup. He was playing Charmant. Very, very, very good player. Very good player. He's on Lianorn Masques. Very strong deck. The only problem with Lianorn Masques is if you can't kill on your Wombo combo turn, your hand kind of suffers from it because you're not getting the triple drive that Lianorn usually gets, and that kind of hurts. It's a very close back and forth game. I just got out by the skin of my teeth in that game. That's literally all that happened. But Lianorn is absolutely still a meta threat. It's still scary. Mask hits like a truck with silvery white and Rosarium fairies and everything else that deck.
Yeah, Rosarium is a good card.
Yeah, Rosarium's a busted card. It's an amazing card. Rosarium wins games. I was very blessed to have enough to deal with that deck. I went to high damage early, but I had a bunch of PGs in hand, so it was okay. So I win that round, and we're going into the last round, round 7. So I'm X1, praying that I can win this last round. And it's against Vyrgilla, so this is my second Vyrgilla at this point.
Because you're going into round 7 X1, right?
Yes. Going in around 7 X1.
So if you win this one, you're guaranteed.
Anyway, but I want to have the best record that I can. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. I go against Vyrgilla. Absolutely great game. I kind of get bullied a little bit in the early game, and then on his second rewrite turn, I die, and I 6 damage heal. I'm like, oh god, what just happened? What? That hasn't happened all day. I was so happy. So that's where I said luck can come in this game and save you sometimes. I 6 damage healed out, killed him back on the clapback the next turn with Bear and Bravyloss. But I absolutely, he had every right to win that game. I just 6 damage healed. That's all that happened. And I got very lucky. But that was the one 6 damage heal I had all day. So it's like, okay, I'll take it. It's fair.
You get one.
I didn't rip a bunch of OTs all day or anything like that. So
yeah, that's okay. That's what we call a Vanguard moment.
I just flipped. I'm like, okay, I guess I die because I can guard the last attack, but I can't guard this one. Right. I can't take them both. So I flip it over. I'm like, that's a heal trigger. And unfortunately, my opponent, who's also X1, that has been happening to him all day, where he's been getting 6 damage healed by his opponent. I'm like,
oh, wow.
I don't want to do it, but heal. So I was very lucky, but that's okay. We got through that game. I was placed 5th overall after the end of Swiss. So That's the highest I've ever placed. Got my now generator, was very, very pleased with that. And the Dragon Empire PG, which is super nice because my best friend, Kurt, you know him. Everybody knows him at this point. He also got top 32. He placed 7th. The nice thing is we, kind of share everything when it comes to the game. So we got 2 now generators and 2 perfect guards at this point. So it worked out very well. Just getting top 32. Having a buddy to share the game with makes, things very easy. We go into top 32. We pass deck check. No issues there. I play my Lianorn opponent from round 6. I'm going to die now. I'm going to get clapped back. I have no shield in hand. My first damage check is a perfect guard. The game is going horribly, and not in my favor. Yeah, I'm like, oh, well, we got our generator. This is all we came here for. We're good. Everything's fine. Survived by the skin of my teeth with PGs in hand, which I was worried about because, again, I damage checked a PG at the very beginning of the game, and you have to have perfect guards to deal with this deck. Had a bunch of triggers and PGs in my hand for the very last Lianorn swing for the Rosarium Fairies, my bad, and was able to survive and kill on the next turn. Again, to survive Lianorn once is one thing, to survive it a second time, the same great player. My top 16 round, I play against Blangdmire, which I played Blangdmire for a very long time. So I know the matchup very well. Yeah. I know you have to keep Persona Rides in hand. I know you have to do a lot of things to just make sure that you can outmaneuver the Blang player. And that's exactly what happened. We got to very low in deck. He OT'd early. It was already out of deck. I didn't have to worry about it.
That's good.
And was able to kill. We were about to go into time, and I'm like, I really don't want to go to time. I don't want to go to turns. I just want to win the game. Was able to clean out that game with Bear and Bravyloss. Again, those 2 stars of the deck. Bear and Bravyloss, amazing cards. Yeah. Crit Pressure and Battle Door just can seal out games sometimes.
Yeah, and at least in Top Cut you get turns rather than the double loss that happens in Twist.
Top 8 match, which is somebody I was sitting next to the entire day. Ryuta is his tag.
Oh yeah, I played him. Yeah, he's the Vyrgilla player, right?
Yeah, this is Vyrgilla number 2, or no, Vyrgilla number 3 that I've had to play. So I was like, and the dude's had an insane run all day. I'm like, I think this is where we go home. We got our top 8 mat. We're good. We can go now. That's not what happens. He tricks me on his crit turn, on his grade 2 turn, where you can, if you have 4 or more other units on the board and you reveal Vyrgilla, you gain a I go 1 to pass. That was stupid, Alan. I get crit, so I take 3 damage. I'm like, oh yeah, this is where our run ends. Not knowing that his hand is not the best as far as defense, so I end up being able to outrush him on my grade 2 turn and my first grade 3 turn. I survive his first rewrite turn and kill him on the next turn. And he literally says, this is what warms my heart. He literally says, all right, you got this far. Now you have to win it all. I'm like, don't tell me that. Don't say that to me. That's me. I just want to go home at this point.
That's good camaraderie. I would say that because I remember I faced him
at the hotel. I saw him back at the embassy
right
after we were done. And he's like, how'd you do? I'm like, I won. He's like, yes, you did what I told you to do. I'm like, yeah, I guess so.
No, that's good.
He's
that's
great.
Awesome.
He's great. Yeah. He's a Weiss player. He's like, I don't play this game. I play Weiss. I'm like, well, you could have fooled me.
I was going to say that when I faced him and lost to him, I told him, like, take me with you into Top Cut. I'll try to give you with the tiebreakers. Yeah, so.
I wish you would have been in Top Cut with us.
Yeah, it's always next time. I mean, last Rosemont I was in it, so it works out.
Exactly.
This time it was you and Kurt and David and Sean and a few other people that I know that it's your day. You know.
Christian, we had a lot of our...
Yeah, Christian too. And, a lot of people. Yeah, almost felt... I did feel left out a little bit, but that's my fault. Anyway.
Rip OT more. You play Minerva, put it on top of the deck. What are you talking about?
I did it twice that day.
There you go. See, you just gotta do it one more time.
I did it against Ryuta too. He can tell you. I spent like 130. Yeah, he guarded just right because he had like double PG. I think. Yeah.
Again, I tell you, fans, friends, guard correctly. It will make your run. Don't overguard. That's something that I'm having beaten in my brain. Just don't overguard it. Don't overguard it. Because I just want to make it through that attack. I don't think about making it through the turn. I think I'm like, let's get through this attack. But all day at Rosemont, I was like, okay, get through this turn. Get through this entire turn. Don't, risk on a 6 damage heal, even though I had to once. And that was literally what helped so much. So we move into top 4. Now I am feeling emotionally drained, exhausted, very clammy. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I haven't been at top 4 table since we top 4'd at Rosemont, me, you, and Curtis. For teams. So it's been a minute since I've climbed this high. I bubbled out like all last year. I was like so close every time. So feel realistic. And Kurt had lost his top 16 rounds. So I was like, I'm literally here by myself. But I will say it was a blessing to not have to fight You know, Jaime. He's a monster. The boy knows how to play this game very well.
Oh, I
He's
say
so
you're
analytical.
saying because if you keep going together, eventually you would have to face off. Yeah,
I
see your
know
point.
it's gonna happen. I was worried about it earlier in the day, like when we were both undefeated, like right before I played
True.
the ball. I was like, I'm gonna have to play him, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I
play
always
him at home
like
every day in this
if
very
we play. I
rude-
hope we play in the finals. You know.
right, like first and second. That's
Yeah,
that's what really
exactly.
needs to
That's my
happen.
point.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
all we need to do. That makes life much easier. But no, I dodged Curtis, and I also dodged Trenton. I want to give a really quick. I want to give a huge shout out to Trenton
Sure.
and to Curtis. They were with me at the beginning of the season in Long Beach, and I had some personal family issues that happened while I was in Long Beach. And they both kind of stuck by my side, and I was very like broken up about a lot of things after our run. And then after our run, I find out all this family stuff that's going on, and I'm, thousands of miles away at this moment. And they both kind of picked me back up and said, you can do this. You'll get there. Don't worry about anything else. Focus on, what you can focus on. I couldn't focus on anything while I was in Long Beach because I'm in Long Beach and my family's, thousands of miles away. And they were very, very, I don't even know the word, but they got me through it. And I appreciate both of you if you're watching this video, Trenton and Curtis. I could not have gotten to where I am now without the both of you then, because I was seriously just the fact that something that horrible happened to me and to my family while I was so far away. I was like, I got to stop this game. Like, I need to focus on them. But they both told me that, you're a good enough player. You're smart enough to deal with these things. We'll help you compartmentalize. We'll help you get through it. And, where I'm at now. So
no, it's big too.
Are
like
amazing.
People forget sometimes we're all players and we have lives outside of the game, and sometimes it affects our performance, what's going outside of the game that day. And
absolutely,
the fact that Curtis and Trenton were there to, lean on if need to be.
Yeah, no,
that's big.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was huge. Cool. It was huge. Like, it was after the event had ended. Like, our run was over for the day. We were getting food, and that's when I got the news. And I was just like, oh, okay, I'm done with this game then. I got pulled so far away for this game, and I should be home with, my family, being able to help out. And they just said, no, you're a great player. You can get through this. We'll help you. And that's just those two huge shout outs to both of them. Enough sob stories.
Yep.
We go into top 4. I play my first mirror match. Again, I dodged all but one Bav. I feel like I dodged a lot of Vyrgilla, even though I'd played 3 at this point. I played my first mirror match against Cameron. He's on Team Heritage. Great player. Literally was just back and forth. Heartluru against Heartluru. There's not really like counterplay. You can try to damage deny them, but if they have the cat, like we said earlier, that fixes the problem.
Right.
So we just edge him out. And at this point, now the nerves are at 150% because now we're sitting at that last chair, getting ready to go into top 2. I have a guaranteed, at least an invite at this point.
True. Yep.
Even if I lose my top 2 game. So now I'm very, clammy, nervous, all of the above.
Yeah.
I go take a minute to collect myself, find out that Trenton, who also made top 4, did not win his top 4 match. So I don't get to play against him in the final. So that was kind of sad. I kind of wanted to. He was on Blang. I would have liked to play against it. But luckily, I do get to play against Jared Beebe, who is a friend of mine and somebody that I've known for a very, very long time, since I started to play the game, and he's sitting there across from me in top 2. He's an amazing player. He's super analytical, kind of like Kurt in that way. And I get to play against somebody I respect and somebody who I care about. So it was very nice to share that top 2 moment, because regardless, we're both walking away with invites at this point. So regardless of what happens, there's no negatives here. One gets a sponsored trip, one doesn't. I don't see a negative in that scenario. We're both going to once at that point.
Yeah.
So I play against Vyrgilla. Like I said earlier, the game's very back and forth. He heals down to 0. He OTs back down to 0. I heal twice. It's very back, forth. He ends up calling the unit that removes the ride line and searches for a grade 3, looking for a rewrite, does not find one. Kind of saves me. I think we actually have that moment, that turn. I think you've recorded it as well. That absolutely saves me. My next turn, I end up being able to survive his turn because it's significantly less power. I end up getting a double crit to help push him back to high damage, because again, he's at such low damage because of that heal, that OT, all of that. His first rewrite turn, again, like I said earlier, was a lot easier to deal with because he had no damage. But like Vyrgilla's still scary regardless. Like it's still big numbers. It doesn't matter. Like the order, everything else, the numbers are still huge coming back at me. So the game continues back and forth. I think we both do 2 persona ride turns each. I'm also trying to find my orders because I don't have optimal setup. I'm only getting 3 attacks off 1 turn. I don't have triple drive. That kind of hurts because you need at least 3 to stand a unit and get triple drive, or drive +1, my mistake. So that lowers my offensive capability. So I'm having to play the game very defensively. It's not really what you want to do against Vyrgilla because they can get a big enough hand to to outmaneuver.
They'll grind you. Yeah.
But luckily, there's a little friend that's been doing a job the entire game. I got it up on the screen. This rabbit has constantly been filtering the deck throughout this game. We get to my last turn. At this point, I do have all 4 orders. I do call out 2 bunnies, and I check top 3. I see the last non-trigger in the deck. I put it in soul. My OT's also still in the deck. Don't worry. It's not one of those games. So I don't use the second bunny's effect because at that point, I know I'm getting triple drive. If I somehow hit OT and have triple drive and have milled 1 more card, I would have decked myself out. So I had to know, okay, you're most likely not going to survive another turn regardless. You've got to put everything into it, put the last non-trigger into the soul, and then start swinging for the turn and rip double trigger off the top 3. There was 1 more non-unit, but when you're at top tables, your brain does not think correctly the entire time. There's so many thoughts running through your head, so it's very easy to make a mistake.
It's been a long day too.
No, it was a very long day. I ended up hitting double trigger, and because the trigger placement and the way I burned through his hand the previous turn and him having to call out a board and things like that, I do end up getting lucky with Bear and Blavey both having enough pressure to close out that last turn, win me the game, and now I have my Worlds invite, my sponsored Worlds invite. But it was an amazing game. It was not a one-sided game at all. It was very back, forth. There was a lot of things that went in his favor, with the healing down to 0. The OT was kind of harsh on his side because he didn't have damage to use, but it was still positive in the sense that he could survive longer at this point. I healed twice. That was really nice. And then the turn before I win, I hit a defensive trigger that puts me up to where I have just 5k over the need to guard everything to be able to survive his turn. I start the turn, by the way, that very last turn, you have it on reporting too, with no cards in my hand. I have 0 cards in my hand. This is the benefit of playing Heartluru, is you can just build a board off of no cards if you have cards in your drop zone.
And then you just pop them out the soul.
Exactly. And it's not easy because Vyrgilla binds your rear guards. He was binding rear guards the entire game. This is not a matchup that is just like a cakewalk for Heartluru, but I will say this is a matchup that Heartluru can win. Like, I did it 4 times that day. It's not impossible, but you do have to, there is a little bit of luck involved, but you also do just have to know what's going on, be aware of every possible out. Very important.
Like, a lot of went back and forth and everything, so I think that was a great finals game because when I was there and I saw everything too, but like I saw both of you go at it, and it was just... It was like watching a show almost, like, seeing like this trigger going off or that not going well or things like that. That was really cool to watch.
It was amazing. And then after that, I'm not thinking correctly at all. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, did I just win? I came here to get a generator, and now I'm walking away with 2 Elementarias, the championship Elementaria and the top 4, the top 8 mat, the PG, and my generator, and a sponsored Worlds invite.
The pricing has improved.
Time.
I said the pricing has improved overall.
Oh yeah, pricing's they heard. Bushiroad doesn't always listen, right? We can all agree with that. They definitely heard the cries recently, and have tried to rectify. I don't think it's perfect yet, but I think we're in a much better place than we used to be.
Correct.
I will 100% contest to that. Is we're in a much more manageable position, and it's definitely worth going to an event. Now I just have to get Kurt an invite, and then we're both going to Worlds because he can just share a room with me. So
there you go. Amen. Congrats again. You definitely earned it, bro. So excited for you. And once you go to, I think it's going to be Japan. I don't see where else they're going to have it. They've always had it for Japan, except for like COVID time. But
I think there's a possibility for both. I know the video. You never know, right? Like,
True. technically. Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen, but to go to Japan is an amazing opportunity. I'm not like resting on that laurel. Like, I'm going to go. I'm going to do the best I can for everybody that supported me, and see where we can go. I'm still competing this year. I'm not stopping with this event. I'm going to Houston at the end of November. I'll be at Rosemont, potentially Philly. Now we have to get Kurt his invite, so I'm going to go to as many possible events to help him get there. The start of a really good season. Like I said, it's the complete opposite of when teams started. I started with something, tragic and had a loss, and here I get a win and start with a lot of great momentum, and I have a great time while we're in there in Rosemont. I get to see so many of my friends that I don't see except for when we're traveling for events. It's huge. Such a big difference.
Speaking of friends, did you want to wrap up with some shout outs?
Yeah, I do. I already said Kurt and Trenton. Lee and Morgan, two of my friends here in Missouri, were really close. We play test. Lee went with us to Irving this past summer. They're a great support system. You, of course, Commander, being my friend for entirely too long, 10 plus years at this point. However long Blue Ways have existed is how long you and I have been.
About 9-10 years. Yeah, about there actually. Yeah.
I took his list to an ARG, got second with it. I was like, or got top 8 with it. I was like, and I thanked him, and then now he's stuck with me. He can't get rid of me. To Brandon, to Robbie Spicer, to Pat, Jolene, Chance, I already shouted out, Sonia Martinez, Xavier Martinez, Grant Price, JM, one of our buddies that went up to Rosemont with, Jared Beebe, of course, Josh, too many people, just everybody that has always told me that I can do well. I thank every single one of you. This win is for all of you. I just very humbled. It took me about a week to completely understand that, I just did that. Like, we've done it. We've reached a new level. Now we keep going and see how far we can go.
That was beautiful, man. Excited for you for the season. Thanks again for hopping onto the channel and sharing your list and your whole entire run too. I'm sure other Heartluru players appreciate this type of knowledge.
That can top. I'm sorry if prices do increase because of the top. I apologize in advance.
I mean, there's multiple tops with Heartluru too, so that you wouldn't be the only.
There was 3 or 4 of us in top 8, so that doesn't help.
Well, thanks again. We'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Bye.